Hey guys, so I am editing and filming today, and I was thinking I want to do more videos that aren't necessarily beauty, so if you guys have ideas, let me know. I want to do some beauty videos, but I'd like to make some more lifestyle videos, videos that are actually really helpful for your life, you know? I think I'm just trying to create more of a balance. So let me know if you guys have ideas or if there's some videos that you'd really like to see me make. I'm happy to do it. Hey guys, welcome back. So on Tuesday, I talked to you guys and showed you a couple ways of planning out your schedule and planners to use. And today I'm going to talk to you about how I keep track of everything I'm doing and everything that I'm learning. When it comes to events, appointments, those types of things, I keep track of them in my planner, my Erin Condren planner. But when it comes to things that I'm learning or my daily to-dos, that kind of stuff, it all goes in this bullet journal. Now, some people keep track of everything. They actually write in a calendar and they make this their all-in-one. I personally prefer to have my Erin Condren because I want to see my whole week at a time. I like to look ahead, where my bullet journal is a day-by-day thing. I don't write out the days ahead of time, if that makes sense. So this is something that goes with me everywhere. This goes in my purse. I keep it with me at all times. And I just, like I said, I just have really fallen in love with the practice of keeping a bullet journal. This little thing that I keep it closed with is from Erin Condren, like I showed on Tuesday. I will put a link below to the journal that I chose. I just found this on Amazon and it works for me. It is a little bit thicker than I realized and a little bit heavier. So once I finish this, which will probably be a year or more, I'll probably get a thinner one next time. But that's only because I like to keep this with me and keep it in my purse, and something lighter would be more ideal. But this one works just fine. Okay, so what I use this for is to keep track of everything in my head, everything in my heart. I don't use it as like a diary necessarily, but I started out the journal with this quote, and I'll read it to you because this kind of sums up the reason why I bullet journal. So it says, "These are the days, but learning to live well in ordinary time isn't a call to elevate moments. It's a call to draw close to Christ. What gives moments meaning is not the moments themselves, but the presence of Christ with us in the midst of them." And that's a quote by Oswald Chambers. So that's why I keep track of this, because I want to look back and see what is going on in our life, see the little moments of Christ in our days, and just have it all in one spot. That just makes me so happy. I have a ton of different notes on my phone of different categories, but it's nice to just have it all in a journal as well. How I do this, and you can look on Pinterest and you can look on YouTube. There are a ton of different tutorials and examples and inspiration of different ways people bullet journal. It's totally however you want to set it up, whatever works for you. And for me, I keep changing it. So month by month, sometimes day by day, I change up how I do it. But one thing that is essential with your bullet journal is that you have an index. So for me, I keep track of the months. So August is pages, 7 through 23. I keep track of all the books I want to read, so I write down those pages of the list of all the books that I hope to read. Then I have one section here of books that I read, so I keep track of all the books. I don't write it down until I have finished the book, but that's in a little section here. YouTube stuff is one page, and then I keep track of all of the notes, the highlights from books that I'm reading, and I'll write them down in here so that I can go back and look at them easily without having to have the book with me. So I write down the book and the pages of the different quotes that I've written down from that book. Anything that I write down, I index it so that I can find it, and then I number all of the pages so that I can easily find the things that I've written down. Okay, so now let me show you just a few example pages of stuff that I keep in here. So each day I write the month and the year at the top, and then the date, and then now I even write the days because that's just easier for my mind. And then I write down all the things that I need to do in that day, or all the things that are happening in that day. And at the end of the day, I go through and I mark off the ones that I've done, and the things that I haven't done, I'll write a little arrow at the end of it so I remember to write it on the next day, and hopefully I'll get it done the next time. Sometimes I have arrows for a few days before it actually gets marked off. I'll write down all my notes from church. I keep track of those in here. Bible study notes go in here. Then I also have a little section that I don't do every day, but I do every once in a while, and I call it These Are the Moments, or TATM. And I just write down little moments of our day that I want to remember. Good memories, or just things that represent our life at that time. So like this day, I talked about how we went out to breakfast with the girls, our foster girls and their mom and Becky. I talked about watching the hot air balloons. Just that's what was happening in our life at that moment. And what's really cool is going back through the months and seeing what God has been showing me and teaching me, seeing what things were taking priority of my life. Sometimes it's not such a good thing and I want to make a change. Sometimes I realize I need more of a certain something and I need to add that in. It's just so cool to have it all in this one journal. Basically, this is everything besides my diary. I don't journal necessarily, but I do keep track of our life's events. I do my daily to-dos, church notes, Bible study notes. If I heard a quote I like, I write that down. All the quotes and notes from different books that I'm reading. I keep track of YouTube ideas. I keep track of books I want to read, books I've read, and I'm trying to think if there's any other thing. Projects I want to do in the future. I have a page of different ideas for that. If I listen to a webinar or I go to a seminar, I take notes in here. Now you know why I'm obsessed with this and why I always have this with me. And then it's just really easy to refer back to it. I like it for reflection, like I said. I mean, can you tell I'm a little obsessed? That is how I am keeping track of my to-dos, of everything that I've learned, everything that God is showing me, and just keeping track of the little moments throughout our life. And I think by doing this, you can go back and you can see God at work in the little things. And I like that. I don't know. I'm a write it down girl, so this works for me. A lot of people have found different apps. There's Workflowy that you could use on your phone if keeping a journal and doing it this way doesn't work for you. But this is just my way of keeping track of it all. I've been doing this, like I said, since August, and I just love it so much. So I'll probably check in with you guys again maybe in 6 months and let you know what I've kept, what I've changed, because like I said, each month, sometimes each day, I change up how I do it. Sometimes I write down the weather. I mean, it really is like a day by day what I feel like doing. But one thing that's consistent and will stay consistent is that everything that is going on in my life, my to-dos, everything God's showing me and teaching me, all of that is going in my bullet journal. So I have this in addition to my Erin Condren planner, and that is how I keep track of everything that goes on all up in my head, because if I don't write it down, I will forget things, I won't show up to things, I will hear one thing that means so much to me and it comes right out the other ear and I forget it. So that's another thing. Like before I had my bullet journal, if I was listening to podcasts or sermons online or on my phone, and I would think, that is so good, I need to apply that. But then I would get home and I would forget everything I just heard. Where now I have this with me, I will write it down and it's always there and I can go back and reflect over it, and it's just really cool. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm just really excited about this, and I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. And if you don't like the way that I do it, just know there are a million other options. So do some research on Pinterest and on YouTube and find a way that works for you. I hope that was helpful for you. If you are already bullet journaling, or if you have another system or another way that you're keeping track of your life and all the things that God is doing in your life and all the things that you're learning, let's share all those ideas and tips in the comments down below. It's really helpful because what works for one person might not work for another, but what works for another is helpful for somebody else. And that's why I love the comments, because I learned so much from you guys. So go ahead and do that. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're on social media, come and find me. I have all those places and links listed down below. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. The two planners I'm going to be sharing with you today are my two favorites. I've used them both, and they're very different, but they're both really popular, and I think it's helpful to have a side-by-side comparison so you can see which one would work best for you.